the whole story about McKinsey is that's actually my first time to say no to something I thought I want.
That's Nick He describing one of the many hard decisions he made early in his professional life, turning down an offer from McKinsey to follow a path that felt true to himself rather than to what everyone else expected. It was the first of many moments where Nick would choose authenticity over status, coming out in a culture where being gay meant risking everything, building a life with his husband Brian that centered on values instead of on brand names, and eventually creating a business with a mission to sponsor 100 orphanages around the world. From a small town in China where Chairman Mao grew up to Seattle where he finally felt he could breathe, Nick's story is about discovering that the courage to be yourself unlocks everything else. I'm Aaron Burnett, and this is Nick's story on Moments That Matter from EOCM. Tell me a little bit about how your life began, because that is seminal to who you are today.
Yeah.
Kind of your journey to the United States and to becoming an entrepreneur.
I think I always start by telling anybody I met a long time ago when I moved here, and I think I'm always 100% made in China. I think partially it's because maybe my insecurity about who I am, and I need to put it out there. It's like I have an accent and I think differently. I don't get the jokes. It's because I'm from China. There's a made in China. Is that maybe some part I try to protect myself. In that case, it's like, well, if I make mistake, don't think I'm a weirdo.
Sure.
I'm 100% made in China. So I was born there. I was born in a little town. It's actually a little town where Chairman Mao, he grew up. That town doesn't have anything, but because Chairman Mao was from there, he grew up there, the government set up a big giant steel factory. So they ship everything from so far away, raw material there. And then there's no market there. So after they produce it, they ship outside to all the different parts. And my grandpa was one of the founding member of that factory. And then so he moved there and started the factory. I remember my parents talking about when they were young, they were just sleeping on the floor in the factory all the time. And so I grew up there. I moved around a lot with my parents. When I was little, fourth grade, I moved from that little town. It's actually have over 1 million people. It's a tier 4 little city in China. And then moved from there to Guangzhou, southern part of China near Hong Kong. And then for education, because my parents believe education is very important. That's the only way for me to have a life. I went to college in Shanghai. And then from Shanghai, after graduate, I worked there for 3 years for a German software company, SAP. That opened my eye because every other week I'm traveling a different country. After traveling everywhere, and I see America is where I want to be because that smells like freedom. And then I just like that. And so I came to America and I went to the East Coast. I went to Duke for my MBA. And then after graduation, and I came here. So in Seattle area, and that was 2009. So I feel like my whole journey, like you were talking about, you're traveling around the world. It seems from what I heard that you can always be you. But for me, traveling around the world, I can never be me until I move here. And then I feel like I'm always an immigrant for my whole life. That's written in my God is there to write that. It's like immigrants. That's what, because wherever I move to, I always feel I'm less to the people there. Like when I moved to Guangzhou, I don't speak the local dialect. So people make fun of me. They have a word called 二五仔 in Chinese. That means that you are just somebody from the villages. You don't understand the thing. So they always use those words to call people who don't speak the dialect. When I moved to Shanghai, oh my gosh, people from Shanghai, they think they're the most fashionable people, richest people in the world. So they of course look down upon me, and I don't speak the dialect. And when I moved here, especially when I moved to North Carolina, at first, I don't even understand racism until I moved there. Because in China, I'm the majority of the race.
Sure.
Even if we have 36 races, but majority is Han, I have over 90%. So I understand racism, and then I experienced some of those. That made me feel like, oh, yeah. And I don't speak the dialect. And people, the culture here is very open, direct, aggressive. While me, it's always try to be humble, and then I don't speak up. And that's my whole life philosophy is don't speak up, don't step up, try to be humble. Even if you can't do it, let other people do it because you need to be respectful for other people. It's until I moved to Seattle, I feel like, especially I start to be on the journey of coming out. And then I start to tell myself like, wait a sec, maybe I come here when I watch those gay porn, and then because I am gay. Because there are a lot of things that I'm hiding. I was not truthful to myself And then maybe there's a mountain here, maybe it's a rain in the winter time or the sound. It gives me a sense of peace. I can talk to my soul, talk to my heart. And then I feel like for once, I can try to have the courage to face me, the real me inside, like the voice that I've pushed down for so many years that because of I'm an immigrant, I don't need to think about. But here I don't somehow. That's also when I traveled 46 states in America. Actually, when I was here in my MBA, I traveled everywhere. We drove the car.
Yeah.
Washington State, Seattle is one of my favorite places. So I was very fortunate in 2009 that when the big depression is happening, I was lucky enough to get a job here.
Yeah.
And then to move here.
And so you came here, you got a job with Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Yeah. First McKinsey as a summer intern. Was that in Seattle or was it?
No, that was not. So
Okay.
the whole story about McKinsey is that's actually my first time to say no to something I thought I want. Why it's not what I want, it's what other people want.
Yeah.
So I did my job summer because everybody want a consulting or banking.
Right.
And then when they go to business school, and I want to do consulting, it's so fancy.
Yeah.
So I did my summer intern with McKinsey. Actually, it's in Beijing at that time. I was flying back there. It was really fun summer because I was a poor student. Even when I come here to do my MBA, I got a giant student loan, over $100,000 debt because my parents don't have money back in China. They're just teachers. I need to figure out what to do. And McKinsey definitely pay well. And I was asking to transfer to West Coast office. And then, but after the whole summer there, I realized that's not what I want. It's actually, I don't want to just, work so hard and then without a soul. That at least that's my feeling.
Yeah.
I was just a little associate. Work like until midnight without any chance for me to see through who I am. I think at that time, my soul tried to save me. It's like you need a breathing room. Like you need some time to thinking about who you are. It's one of the hardest things to tell them no when they send me the offer. And I was lucky at that time to got the offer from Microsoft. I think what sold me on Microsoft at that time, driving through 520, I remember I was staying in a downtown hotel and then go to Redmond to interview. It was very early morning. I had to interview for 2 positions. And then that morning driving through, I just remember seeing the fog. And then I suddenly see the city, see the tree. It's just that kind of a feeling. I say, maybe this is where I can walk out my fog. Maybe I can see something. And then I see just a sense of peace in this place. So when they offer the position, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to Seattle. I'm moving here. So yeah. So, and also that's one thing all my classmates, my parents, they don't understand. Why you reject McKinsey?
Sure.
And then
that's the pinnacle of consulting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But that's one of my practice, I think, is to tell myself it's not what other people want for me, not my parents, what society want for me. It's what I want. It's different from when I heard you earlier talking about your daughter, so young to make the decision about what they want, right? The model that they can do hard things.
Right.
Like for me, I never grew up that way. I just always follow what my parents want me to do, what Chinese society want me to do. So that was my first lesson. And that gave me the courage to come out.
Yeah.
Really to do what I need to do.
That's so self-aware and brave, though, to know that, particularly at that age, that you don't want the status that, is the immediate calling card for everyone else. You just have to say, I'm a consultant with McKinsey, and you are recognized as at the pinnacle of a profession. So that's very, very brave.
Thank you. I think I'm spiritual now. I believe there's a God somewhere. And then I do believe that's what God made me gay. And that's my sexuality. It actually started to become savior in my life. And then to build everything I have today.
Yeah.
So,
and you have a fascinating life today.
I love it. I love my life today.
You are an entrepreneur. You are married. You have 2 children?
3. We have 3
daughters. Children.
Yes.
3 daughters, all daughters.
Oh my gosh. They are going to a little bit crazy age now, 8 and 9. So
yes. I think all of the ages, my experience, I have 2 daughters, a bit older, 21 and almost 17. Every age is kind of crazy and every age is fantastic.
Right.
We didn't experience the terrible 2s or the terrible 3s or anything like that. It was just, there's some craziness right now. And mostly things are really interesting and wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. Every day is learning like that. And then I enjoy it. I feel like I'm very blessed that I have the ability to live here and then to have the chance to really have $3 with my husband, Brian. Even when we built the business, I never thought that I'm going to build a business. I was not an entrepreneur. My parents are teachers. And then I came here. Most of my Chinese friends who came here, they're all working in big corporate.
Sure.
Because that's how we can survive here. It's like, I feel like I don't need to fit in, but sometimes you need to fit in a culture. Now I'm always looking for I belong to a place. I do think I belong to Microsoft at that time. I think that's such a wonderful company. It provides everything I need. After so many years, after I come out, after being with Brian, I just want to build a life. And then because he and I are from so different families. Like my family are always like so boring. We don't even drink, we don't smoke. So in our EO forum dinner or something, I'm the one never drink. I'm always a cheap date.
Yeah.
And then we are planning our forum retreat now. And then to Cabo, I said, I'll be the destiny driver to everything.
Right.
I don't even enjoy drinking. So for Brian, like he grew up in a place that it's a broken family. It's like there are a lot of drug, alcohol, and all those things involved. And then for me, how we step in real estate is literally about, also that's what we do. We do real estate investment, property management. We try to find something to do together. Stumble upon the website called MLSonline.net.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're just like, there's a house that maybe we can buy in Northgate. Maybe we should just take a look. We don't have a lot of common hobby. He likes classic cars and I used to like computer games. So different, right?
Yeah.
But do something different. And then we saw the house. And then we like, the house makes sense because it ended up our mortgage is $900. And then we live downstairs for free. We rent out upstairs for $1,500. So we were like, we cash flow $600 a month. So amazing. But start from there, we're just like, oh my gosh, this is something we should do. And then to build our life together, to pay that my student loan. At that time, the $150,000 student loan that I need to pay back. So that's what we just started to do, save up every single money. Like, at that time, I was driving a Beamer because while I was in student loan, I saw all the other rich Chinese classmates. They all drive a fancy car.
Sure, right?
So I got a loan, another loan, and then you got a Beamer. Brian's like, what's wrong with you? I mean, just sell it. And then so I sold the Beamer on Craigslist, and then I bought the Corolla. And then we started to shop I used to always try to buy name brand. And I realized those things didn't define me. I started to, at that time, save money to try to buy Value Village, Goodwill, and really try to save every single dime. We don't even shop at Home Depot. We go to the Habitat for Humanity. They have those kind of the stores.
Yeah.
You can buy used things. I miss those days. And then it's like when we start to looking for individual property to buy, try every single way to save a single dime. That built our life. And then also build a business that we cherish today. We all start from how we want to build a life. That's my relationship with Brian.
Before we continue, I want to tell you about the community that made this podcast possible. The Seattle chapter of EO, that's Entrepreneurs Organization. It's not networking, it's not selling to each other, it's real entrepreneurs sharing real challenges and solutions. If you have a business that does at least $1 million a year in revenue, and you're curious about joining a community that gets what you're going through, check out EOCF. You have an identity that seems to be entirely authentic and not focused on status, but you come from a culture that stereotypically is understood to be very status oriented.
Oh, yeah.
That a lot of the status comes from the things that people can see, from brands, titles, that kind of thing. How have you managed to strip away those things that society imposes on you and to live as authentically as you do?
I think that's a gift for being homosexual, being my sexuality, to be honest. I feel like growing up in a culture that is so community driven. Everything is about how you fit in the community. It's not about your individualism.
Right.
And in a community, there's a status. And then but for me to really be able to tell my parents, like, actually, I'm gay. Maybe your friends will start hating you. You may lose your job. And then you don't know how you're going to fit in. It's that kind of thing. It's a breakthrough the community that I'm the outlier, maybe. I'm the one that completely will be banned from the community, but have the courage to do that. And then also to see the Chinese community is actually changing. But I don't know that from before, right? Before, I'm just like, it's either survive or I'm going to, I don't know, die. That's literally my feeling.
Yeah.
Because that was in 2010. when I first realized I may be gay, I start to go on Craigslist. There's a section called Men Seeking Men. I try to start to seeking other men's. And then just like today's, I think it's called Grindr. So I start to be on the website. And then I think I remember it's the first week I also went to Vancouver. And then because I want to go to the gay bar to meet gays. Because I feel like if I'm in Seattle, I go to gay bar, what if I run into people I know?
You might be seen.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
Right? So all those experience, that's my defining moment. There one night, I went to the gay bar, and then I saw the guy. He's from Australia. Maybe it's an Aussie accent or whatever, but it seems very sexy. So I went to the hotel room with him. He tried to have sex, and then but me somehow maybe with my Chinese culture or something, I think I cannot have sex until I know you or something. So I start to run away. I start getting so scared. I just remember that was like 3 a.m. something. I was walking on the, it was August, but it's kind of cold somehow in the evening. And then walking on the street, I just feel like I'm so helpless. I feel like I abandoned all my culture, everything my parents want for me. Because at that time, I don't know how to talk to my mom. I'm a mommy's boy. I always talk to my mom almost every day.
Yeah.
But moving to Seattle, start to realize I might be gay. She always asks me about, oh, do you have a girlfriend?
Sure.
See your old classmate, they already have grandkids or something. It always made me feel so bad. It's like, so I don't want to talk to her. I woke up that morning, that night, the failed hookup. I'm saying, I'm going to find a way out. I'm going to start journal my whole journey. So I start a private blog online and I just start writing my journey. And I told myself, I am going to, because I always think I'm not good looking enough. That's why I cannot find somebody. There are a lot of insecurity inside that I will find somebody. I'll find my way out. I'll be true to myself. The next week, I actually find Brian on Craigslist.
Wow.
So it was, no kidding. And then, so our stories start from there.
Yeah.
And then we move in a month later.
Yeah.
And then, but however, the whole journey, that's easy for me for the first step to come out to myself. But now come out to all my friends and to my parents, that becomes something so huge mountain that I need to just abandon what they will think of me. I think that's the forcing for me to think I can only think about myself. If I take care of myself, if I don't want to harm anybody with all my good heart, just want to take care of myself, people who love me, they will understand. They will come around. It took my parents a year, but still, they came around. And that goes to the question you asked about, I think since then, I realized I can create my own universe. Since I was a kid, my mom once told me that I have the sun in me.
What a nice thing to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The piece of sun. And then in those dark moments, and I think I do. And then I can create my universe, even with Brian, to do our real estate, to raising kids. And then people who want to come around with us will come around. And people who want to go, they'll go away. And for Brian and my life, because he's white. And then so it's a mixed family. It's like we're not material people. And then we just care about the real day-to-day thing. And that matters to me. And that definitely doesn't include status symbol. I mean, I drive a Tesla. It's because it's easy to use, but it's never about the brand. It's also one thing that's very interesting. When I was in Microsoft doing research, because I was working on their strategy, things like that, we all try to think what to do, especially target Chinese market, given my background.
Right.
And I was doing a lot of research about how the Chinese software, how they have all the status symbol. And then how to have all the different level system. Even in, you can imagine like WhatsApp, even the user will have levels and they will have badges to showcase how much you use, how much you something to showcase your level.
Sure.
Because in a society like status is so simple, so important, and they need to put it everywhere. I think that's why China is one of the biggest luxury market, right?
Yeah.
The goods. I think I'm fortunate for me and for my kids that I escape from that. To me, that's a curse, to be really live more true to what I care about.
Yeah.
A nice coffee that you make.
I'm glad it's good. Yeah. Thank you. Tell me about your business. Tell me about GPS renting.
We do property management, residential property management.
Starting with your own, it sounds like.
Start with our own.
Yes.
That's how one day, one of the owner, and he bought, at that time, we help people to buy and sell real estate.
Yeah.
And then and she said, you should start a property management company just like how you manage your own. And then because she tries so many different property management companies, she's just never happy. She's very picky. She's an entrepreneur as well. So that's why I think she's very picky. She wants to find a solution really just makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how we started. I really don't want to start. And just like I don't want to come out. And then because I think managing my own properties are hard enough. And then dealing with tenant issues, dealing with owner issues, a lot of time it's not logical. It's emotional. Just going to Maslow's theory, right? Living is a basic need. So everything come out with that. It's like, it could be a funnel, whatever. It's not going well. It goes to your landlord. It's like, looking back, now it's almost 8 years, I think, 9 years. And I feel like it's such a blessing that we started this business. And then because we manage mostly King and Snohomish County, mostly single family house or small multifamily. I think 90% is single family. But that's what we invest. Have team here. We have team in Philippines. We have a mission. Our mission is sponsor 100 orphanages in the world. And then we have 2 right now. And then one's in Nepal, one's in Philippines. What brings joy to me is to give back. Doing this business is very soul crushing to me because I want to please people. I'm a people pleaser. I'm not a business person. I just want to make sure when I'm dealing with you that you're happy, that I'm really solving your problem. That turned out to be a disaster in running business, especially in property management. And so after a few years, around 5 to 6 years, I started to burn out. And then I showcasing my business. Like in 1 year, our Google review rating dropped from 4.7 to 4.2. Because for a small business like me, it's like the business extension of myself. If I got burned out, the business will suffer. Right. One of my property in Maui burned to ashes, and then the insurance won't even cover 1/3 of the rebuild cost. So just a lot of things all getting in. And then we also got into a lawsuit with a tenant, my own property, thank God. It's not other people's situation. So a lot of unfamiliar territories. And then for me,
And all very stressful things.
all very stressful things. I decided to work on myself. So I hire a mental conditioning coach. That's an EO member referral. I hire a business coach just to start to do different exercises like triathlon. And through that, everything get a little bit better. Now we got at least 1 Google 5-star review every single day. It's like, it's really amazing how to turn around the culture, things like that. The other 2 things still need to solve, but it's just one step at a time.
Sure.
My coach constantly pushed me. And then he said, because he's a super long distance runner, like 240 miles each time. So he always pushed me.
Yeah.
You think about in the long run, Nick, what matters to you? That's a good question. That really made me to think, a lot of entrepreneurs, I feel like, what matters to us, right? We're working so hard to build a business. It's like, our family, those matter to us. And I think I find my answer in my personal life. Every year, because we have the kids, we always have one family trip. And our family trip is to go to somewhere in a developing country and then to volunteer in an orphanage. So I've been to different places, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Kenya, and just the first week is always help other people.
Right.
It is that experience, like every time I step in those orphanage and seeing the kids hand reaching to us, even if we're strangers to them, it just filled my heart. It's like the first day my kids were born. Like I was in the delivery room seeing Phoebe, our oldest, was born. I feel that give a lot of purpose to make me feel like what I need to do in this world. That's why our goal is really helping to become the major sponsor for 100 orphanage in the world that really help them. Why 100 orphanages? Because I realized traveling through all these orphanages, they all have diverse needs. Some are targeting from after they become a teenager, how to bridge from when they become adult and then to really a fully adult. Some are when they're young and some are disabled. There's so many different reasons. So that give me so much fulfillment in that what we can do. And then that's actually our business. One of the key things that we do, our mission is to self-development because we do hard things, property management, and giving back because we want to help the orphans, ourselves, our family, our customers by providing a 5-star customer service. Just crystallize that to make sure that is what our mission is, and then have a vision to really helping those orphans. I don't know, that made me very happy.
Yeah.
So that's our business. So property management, it's not too sexy. We try to make it sexy because I'm in tech. I'm from tech, and then I'm very strategic thinking. So I leverage a lot of different technology and everything to make it not like every other day property management. But I think what made me proud of the business is really we have a mission, and then that's what we do every day while we work hard.
So I have two questions out of that. One is about the business. You take a different approach. How are you different from other property management firms? And then I'd like to get back to the mission as well.
There are a few things. The first thing is 100% alignment, because that's exactly how my friend Lee, that's her name, when she say, create a business just like how I manage my own. So we set up different pod structure, like software, different companies. It's a pod structure. They manage different portfolios. So I put my property in all different pods. So I can see how my property is doing. How we do the 100% alignment, the key thing is from pricing structure. That's really one thing I see. Because to a lot of people, property is a big investment for them. And then most property management company, how we charge is like when you find a tenant, you charge tenant placement fee.
Right.
When you have the maintenance, they charge a maintenance markup. That's all very standard in the traditional property management way. I'm like, why we need to do that? Why I want to do that to my own properties I manage?
Sure.
There's no tenant placement fee. Owner, you don't make money. I don't make money. There shouldn't be any markup. I believe in incentive works. Subconsciously, shouldn't I be help you to repair more stuff because I make money from every cut? I just believe incentive works. I want to make sure there's no doubt from how we manage a property. It's like owner win, we win. If owner don't win, you don't make any money, we don't make a dime. We're not trying to make it vacant, try to find a new tenant. I'm not saying other people are doing. I just believe in economics 101, incentive works. I just want to make sure it's 100% alignment. The second one is always a root cause problem solving, because that's one thing, go back to my a little bit culture. I don't want to be disrespectful, but Brian and I, like my husband and I, we always joke about this because we're from different cultures. Like when we have a headache, right? In American way, a lot of Western way, it's like, oh, let's eat a Tylenol. Let's stop the headache.
Sure.
In China, we never do things like that. We try to understand what's the root cause. And then so it won't happen again. So that's the same approach we take on the property management, right? It's like, if there's something is leaking or something, what's the root cause of it? Can we troubleshoot it? Try to solve the problem rather than just say the easiest way is completely replace it, right? It's the easiest way to do. It costs a lot of money. It might not be the most cost effective and also convenience way. So that's what I think what we always do to the root cause, the problem identification to solve the problem. So we have a lot of guarantees. It's from our service. Property management, a lot of things we're talking about is communication. So if we don't reach out, get back to you in 48 hours, we will give you money. We'll write your management fee. So we have a lot of guarantees like this, eviction guarantee, things to help to protect the owner because we believe in our service. That's why I think every day we can get at least one. There's 1 week we got 26, just 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
26, 5-star Google review.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so I'm proud of the team. And that's why every like November, we're going to Philippines again. And this year we'll have a private island. And then so we bring the teammate from different parts of the Philippines to meet together, and our teammate from the United States to go there to learn, to celebrate of the year, to give back.
You've described your mission and that you support 2 orphanages today.
Yep.
What does it take to sponsor an orphanage?
It's actually not a lot.
Yeah.
It's $10,000 per orphanage. So I'm thinking about $10,000 per orphanage. In the United States, how much can we do, right?
Right.
It's like in Seattle, it's like 2 months rent. But however, in there, it helped them so much. Like the orphanage in Philippines, what we do, we help 36 families for their whole year, for their food they can eat, and also for the kids to go to school, and then all those studying. And for Nepal, what we're doing, they're helping the kids, they're staying in the orphanage. But as they grow older, the government has a policy. When they turn 16, they need to get out of the orphanage. They cannot be there anymore.
Sure.
So they don't have housing, they don't have anything. So a lot of them marry 50-year-old widow and then to settle. They cannot go to school, they cannot do something. So what we do, we actually help them to build a house. Then so they don't need to rely on government funding. So they can have a place to stay, you know. And then also we start to do some internship program with them, maybe to help them to try to gain some skill, especially the remote working these days, you know?
Yeah.
Then what we can do is help them to build some skill sets. So it's not just about to survive, right? They can really have a flourished life in the future. So those are the things that we try to do. Our nonprofit director. She visited Peru this year, 3 more orphanages. So we're just figuring out which one we need to sponsor to add to our list. If anybody want to help to join our mission, I'm more than welcome. Because we can't do this by ourselves.
Sure.
We are a small business. We're running our own. And then it's by believing this mission. I believe in the power of the community. I put that in my signature, in my email. People reach out, like even in my kids' gymnastic. They say this year when they go to the national and regional competition, they need to pick a charity. They will pick us. They will put
Oh, wow. It's amazing. Yeah. So you mentioned that you had a mental conditioning coach and that was an EO referral.
Oh, yeah.
When did you join EO?
4 years ago.
Okay.
I think my first retreat is San Diego. That's life-changing.
Yeah.
I love that retreat. So I love the wind hop breathing. I still do that every day. I didn't do that this morning.
Yeah.
But I almost do it every single morning.
What prompted you to join EO? What brought you to EO?
I think being an entrepreneur, a lot of times lonely. We're dealing with the problems that my husband doesn't understand. My parents don't understand. My employee definitely doesn't understand. My friends don't understand either if I talk to them.
Yeah.
And then I need to find a community that speak the same language. And it's also, I think what prompted me to join EO, it's a vulnerability. I'm a very vulnerable person. I like to open up about who I am and my real issues. I don't want to just talk about numbers to show off how big the business is or how much money you make, because I think those things don't matter. It's what we do every day, how many life we impact. And I feel like the EO member are like that. I've been to, I feel like GLC in Cape Town.
Right.
And then this year I'm going to EO University in Brazil. I'm so excited. Wherever I go globally, if I meet an EO member, the conversation is so amazing. We go deep so fast. We're not talking about the fancy, cool stuff, whatever you talk to other people. We really go deep to things we struggle, and then we help each other. I think that comes from the framework, how we do 5% deep dive, from how do, the coaching, the open coaching, and then to the plan deep dive. And I think those habits that we do in EO really make us to have that kind of the tool set, and then also the habit to connect to each other and help each other. And that's what I loved about the EO after 4 years. And then that's why I refer my other business partner to become EO, and she loved it. This is her 2nd year.
Yeah.
One thing I also love EO, it really changed me, is from my EO member, I start to do microdosing. I haven't done microdosing for 1.5 years, but however, through microdosing, I start to do journey. So I've done 2 journeys. Those are life-changing. I do it always on my birthday. It has profound impact on how I think, to let me know everything will be okay at the end, to make me see through the trouble I have, the relationship with my youngest daughter, and see how I need to change. And then to change my motto, even from we can do hard things to we choose to do hard things. We choose to be uncomfortable. We want to grow. I would never imagine I would be doing something like that in my whole life. I even let my parents try microdosing a little bit.
Oh, yes.
But I'm scared to do that, to be honest. I'm really scared because the first time I do it, the full journey, I cry 96 times. I want to call ambulance, but it's life-changing because I went through the ego death. I was really, there's no ego. It cut into that.
That's a guided experience.
It's a guided experience. It's one-on-one to build up my Hero's Journey song for 8 hours. And then I submitted 4 to 5 songs. All the others she curated. And she's also a masseuse. She's just like a very nice grandma. Her name's Randy. And then she massage you throughout the journey. It's so amazing. But I'm still so scared. So the second time I went there this year at my birthday, right before my birthday, I was so scared. I don't want to do it. I did it either way. And then after that, I integrate. I figure out I still learn a lot of things. I don't know whether I'm doing one next year because I'm too scared of it. I realized my first time create trauma in me, but I still put it on the calendar.
It's an option.
It's an option for me.
What was your inner monologue when you joined EO, when you came to EO, and how has it changed? What were you saying to yourself, saying about yourself when you joined EO, and has that changed?
It changed dramatically because at first, naturally, I want to compare myself to other people.
Right.
Is it based on the revenue? Is it based on how much money I make? Is it based on the status? It's still there's things like that, right? It's like, do I fit in? Right? It's that always that kind of the feeling. Do I have a say when I say something? Because maybe he or she run a much bigger business, experience way more life experience. But after 4 years, I don't feel that way. I really feel belong. I don't care that person is $100 million business.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. We come in the same.
Yeah.
We are all equal members. We all contribute. We all go deep because we all have so many problems that we need to solve, and we can help each other.
And the overlap among the issues is so vast.
Yes.
You know, we all think the same things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is one thing I also learned about the deep dive. At first, when I come in, right, I'm always thinking about it's the deep dive, it's helping that person.
Mm-hmm.
But as I get to do more and more in our monthly deep dive, I realize that's truly a gift for everybody. Whatever that person shared the struggle, I always have takeaway from those struggles that person shared. Even if we help that person, I feel like I'm very blessed to take back a lot of learnings myself.
Yeah, I am too. EO is an interesting learning context in that in a typical classroom, in a conventional classroom, or even if you go to a conference or a seminar, you're learning in the moment and you're aware, that's interesting. I can use that. And EO, particularly the forum experience, for me anyway, not infrequently, I might leave forum thinking, I don't really know what I got from that. And I won't know for maybe a few days or a week or two until, something sort of, I've internalized it. I've had time to reflect on it and realize its resonance and relevance for me.
Yeah, I can agree more. Especially, I feel like sometimes it's my blind spot because I don't even know how to interpret what other people share. Because when they share some story, I have 30% resonate, right? I'm like, oh, I totally resonate this.
Yeah.
But actually, because it's active listening, because every single cell phone is like $50 in our forum.
Right.
So,
right.
Right. So I'm so pay attention to it. So I actually captured the other 70%, but that 70% has a way to help me to open my blind spot and say, oh, wow, that's some other things I didn't even expect. And that need time to really let me to process, to understand what it is, and then to make it useful for me. So very well said. Thank you for sharing that perspective.
Yeah, of course. What has EO enabled for you?
I think it's actually going to my mission for my business. It's like self-improvement to me. I feel like EO has putting me on a journey to accept that I'm not perfect today and be okay with it. To know I will be okay at the end, because they're all different business and different business cycle that you can see, and all the struggles, even life cycles. To start to build a path that I can be in charge to understand I want to grow, I want to self-improve, and then have a group of people who is so wise, and then I can try to borrow a lot of wisdom from. So I feel like that's kind of the life journey that helped me to feel so hopeful, can feel comfortable to walk that journey.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what EO does to me.
You brought a book for me, Two Dads and Three Girls, which is a fascinating title. Tell me about the book and what others can get from it.
Why I want to write this book is because at that time we were still selling real estate. When we were selling real estate, a lot of clients, they saw our family. At that time we had 3 kids. Because our youngest daughter, they were born in 2017. And then they were like, oh my gosh, you are so lucky. Like your parents accept you, that you have a beautiful family. In my mind, I'm just like, I need to write my hardship. I need to let people know you need to choose hard things and then to get beautiful things. It's not choose comfort today and then to give up what's beautiful tomorrow, right? That planted a seed to write this book, I think.
Yeah.
And then what I decide to write this exact moment, I practice one thing called Miracle Morning. So Miracle Morning, this guy Hal, he has a millions of followers, and then people all practicing the Miracle Morning with him in the morning. He has an event in San Diego called Best Year Ever. It's a 2-day event. Brian and I both went there. He ends with a guided visualization with 400 people to 400 to 500 people to be talking about what footprint we want to left in this world when we die. That's the whole thing of the visualization, but there are a lot of details. From that visualization, I feel like I need to tell my story. because I feel like human society is a way that we pass down stories. We can use stories to encourage people to build hope or scare people.
Yeah.
And I think stories is a power we pass down to our kids, to even the next generation. I want to tell my story, and then the story to don't give up, to choose hard things, to always live with love and courage. And at that moment, on the flight back, actually, I asked Brian, I said, I think maybe I want to write my stories. And then Brian said, are you sure? And I said, yes, I think so. Every morning, I lock myself in my office at 5 a.m. in the morning because I do Miracle Morning. And then so I just write. And then I finish it in 1 month.
1 month.
Not the finished product. Of that took a long time.
Still, though, all right. So we'll include this in the notes for the show, but this is not a small book. Right? 1 month. That's incredible.
But it is really like, those kind of a pressure pot.
Yeah.
Because
Pressure cooker.
Pressure cooker. Exactly. Because I feel like I've been living that. I never really tell my story. It just come out so fast. And then it's reassemble how
Sure.
it's going to be. And there are a lot of memory I forgot. My brain tried to protect me.
Yeah.
So there's so many mornings Brian running to me and then see me crying like crazy. And then at the end, he's like, what happened? I said, oh, I just remember that. And then it's like, that's what happened,
Yeah.
So that's what prompted me and what triggered me to write this story. So this story is about courage and love. And I think it could be for everybody, but specifically for people. It's separate to 2 parts. The first part is 2 dads. Second part is 2 dads and 3 girls.
Yeah.
So the first part is all about how I came out and how I faced myself and then my family and then to build a life that Brian and I are so different. And then the second part, it's about how we build a family. So there are a lot of tips, our process in surrogacy. So it's a completely 2 different journey. I shamelessly steal Shoe Dog because Shoe Dogs, that's one of my favorite books. So.
Yeah, that's a great book. Yeah. It was interesting to me to hear you describe being in the room for the birth of one of your daughters. I have vivid recollections of being in the room for the births of my daughters. And I also remember it as just a profoundly catalytic moment, just like a light switch moment where the love is instantaneous and overpowering. It is everything and it shifts perspective.
Yep.
And I've been curious about surrogacy and about what that might feel like if it were a different biological process, if it were this instead.
Right.
And it's fascinating to hear it is the same.
To me, it is the same.
Yeah.
And that's like, I always remember my previous manager at Microsoft. Her name is Jill. She's one of the best manager ever. She always said one thing. She feel like after she told me, after she had the kid, she had her daughter, and then she feel like she always have a piece of a heart out there.
Walking around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like that day happened in the delivery room.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like part of my heart is out now. So.
Yeah. You have described periods in your life during which you have had to navigate situations where you didn't feel welcome, didn't feel like you belong. You came to Seattle, you feel more like you belong here. You joined EO. Has EO been a place where you feel comfortable, you feel welcome, you feel like you belong? What about it feels good? What about it doesn't feel good?
I feel like EO is over the top in supporting you to be who you are, even if you fail. It's that kind of feeling. Even in one of the events I went to, it's a regional event, and I don't think it did a good job compared to other regional events. But however, even in that situation, how much encouragement, cheers the EO member give it to people, it's just so fabulous for the people who organize it. Rather than it's like, oh my God, it's so bad or something like that. But it's really giving their encouragement. And that comes from one of my favorite things in EO is about EO Talk. And that is encourage everybody go to give a EO Talk and then to share your story. Every time I hear EO Talk, especially in those regional events, it's fascinating. The encouragement from audience who are all entrepreneurs, just give unconditional support, and that is what I like, what I feel belong, rather than I need to feel being judged. Yeah, even the comedy show, I just feel like 6 of us really don't know what we get ourselves into when I say, but I feel like this is a safe environment when I feel like you'll do a lot of things like this.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, sign up for this, and then it'll be a good experience. If I know it's a comedy show, I'm not going to sign up.
Right.
Because if I'm going to do stand-up comedy. But we all sign up.
Yeah.
And we all go to do it. And then the whole crowd just cheer for us. It's I feel safe to try new things, you know?
Yeah.
And then the EO member will, no matter what, to support me. It's that kind of feeling. It's like family feeling, even if I don't know you in person, but I know no matter what, you support me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that feeling.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've loved talking with you. This has been a privilege.
Thank you for giving me a chance to share the story, talking about love and courage. And then those matters a lot to me.
It's been wonderful.